that it's possible that the oceans could be curved around a spinning ball. It's pseudoscience to remove you from the actual known science for thousands of years. If something is more dense, then it goes lower. If something is less dense, it just moves higher. If you've got a helium balloon, how come gravity doesn't bring that down to the Earth? Well, because the helium is lighter than the oxygen and nitrogen and other elements in the air around it, so it naturally rises. And you hold a rock and let it go, and the gravity is what causes the rock to drop, right? No, the rock is denser than the air, so it falls. You've been taught a stupid science that tells you that gravity, this big G, all these Freemasons are telling you, gravity is their God. There really is an up and down in nature. Light things go up, heavy things go down. That's it. Gravity is bullshit science to make you believe you're on a spinning ball.
If you want to talk about science, I can scientifically test what I'm saying. I can take an object that's more dense than the air, I can drop it, it goes down. Then I can use a Van de Graaff generator to introduce electrostatics. I can make the object levitate and or just go up. I can change its weight. I can change how fast it falls with electrostatics. All objects that exist are electrostatic. The air is electrostatic. Even in a vacuum, there's electrostatics. So I've now scientifically proven that electrostatics will change the weight of an object, how fast it falls, and its direction. Now, can you do the same thing with gravity? Can you give me an experiment that actually isolates gravity and proves it's the cause?
Okay, I'm ready to go to questions. I'm actually this is exactly how I thought it was going to go, and I'm not thrilled about this.
The way we establish elevation is we measure a vertical distance above the perpendicular horizontal baseline. That's how we measure elevations. Has nothing to do with the curved earth. I can pull up the government's official engineering site right now that says for up to 100 square miles, all engineering assumes that the earth is flat and uses plane survey. All of it. It is not in any way. How can you build a bridge assuming the earth is curved? He said it himself that it's curved, you just can't tell. It's close enough. So in reality, plane survey is how we get maps, distances, how we do engineering. The globe claims, oh, well, if we stitch them all together over a distance, I promise it would be curving. Let me actually change the radius by 15%, assume refraction, assume the curvature, throw out all the other measurements, cook the books, and then if I get within 80%, somehow that proves that the Earth's a ball, and then they hijack the horizon, which is optical, and claim that it's physical. And everything that I'm saying is a fact, okay? And that's why we have to assume the Earth is flat to get elevation. And that's why we have to assume the Earth is flat to build things, because if you assumed it was a globe, it wouldn't work. These are all facts. So they got everyone thinking, oh, I never feel like I'm moving, but I'm moving. And I see the sun and the moon move, but they're not moving. And the sun looks like it moves in the sky, but actually it's sitting still. And I'm just falling backwards during the sunset. I just can't tell. And the horizon, which is where the word horizontal came from, is of course horizontal and flat, but actually it's curved. You just can't tell. The sun and the moon appear to be the same size, but actually the sun's 400 times bigger than the moon, just coincidentally exactly 400 times further away also. So it looks like that. So whenever you can't trust your senses at all, you actually have to turn to an authority to tell you what's up. Right? And so that's how you condition someone to make them a slave. They're like, oh, I can't even figure out the basic stuff. Everything I experience is the opposite of truth according to these people, so I need them to tell me I'm not smart enough to figure it out. And then they just brainwash you. I mean, that's just one of there's probably 20 different answers to this question, to be real.
For people that are interested in logical debate, you are in for a treat. I mean, witnessing Austin Whitsitt debate is like watching prime Michael Jordan play basketball.
Field.
Yeah, I can easily explain that, but we're gonna actually conclude the first point you're trying to get away from, which is you asked how there's a gas pressure gradient. I explained you can't even have a change in pressure delta X without X. The antecedent to gas pressure is containment, and we can replicate a gas pressure gradient inside of a container, especially whenever you're introducing gas to the surface level constantly, which is what we observe on the Earth. And now we have a vertical electric gradient that results in a downward electric current that is provable, testable, measurable. We can run generators off of it. You guys just deny it. So that is a fact. And then I said, well, you can't even have the antecedents for the pressure to have the gradient in the first place, so that it backfired and you can't support it. You responded with a straw man fallacy saying, oh, now we don't have a gradient, so I can't go to the top of Mount Everest with different air. No, I literally explained how you could have the gradient and how you can only have the gradient on a plane Earth that's contained. So then you tried to change the subject. So would you like to conclude that you can't actually demonstrate it? We can't demonstrate it, and Flat Earth takes the dub again, and then we can move to the next point? Is that what you want to do?
No, because they're none of my questions. So let's go back to the one where I was talking about gravity.
I'm gonna really drive this home for the last 3 minutes. Einstein, Hubble, Hawking, Arthur Eddington, you name them, Wolfgang Pauli, they all explain you can't prove that the Earth is moving from the Earth. You cannot, including stellar aberration. And they will tell you point blank that they can create a model for you that explains alleged parallax, which doesn't actually happen, retrograde motion, stellar aberration, all in a geocentric model with the Earth stationary. And you cannot prove that it's spinning or revolving on the Earth itself. It's impossible. Stephen Hawking in 2007 explained it, quoting Einstein from his writings in Special and General Theory of Relativity, his paper on the combined two theories, explaining that you cannot prove that the Earth is spinning. They choose to believe in the Copernican principle because they have a religion. That triggers people because they think they hate religion, they hate God oftentimes. But that is a religion. It's a belief system built upon the doctrine of men, void of empirical, verifiable evidence, and in fact contrary and antithetical to the actual evidence. Despite what the evidence says, I just now read him point blank say it can never be disproven. We disregard that possibility because of the horror of a special and unique position. Right? And I have plenty of quotes here from geocentrists or heliocentrists explaining you can never prove it. You can't prove that the Earth is that the Earth is not stationary. But we don't want to believe that because that would mean the Earth is special. So then what do? We go look out at the background distribution, the energy coming away from the Earth. It shows the Earth's in the center. So what do? They call it the axis of evil. Then they come up with a new idea. Well, oh, it does look like we're the center, but that must mean that no matter where you are in the universe, it would look like you're in the center. Or we're just in the center. They don't want to say what it is because it has spiritual implications. It has philosophical ramifications. And that is that the Earth had to be placed there. It has a special, unique position. They want to believe that they're a tiny speck of dust in an ever-expanding universe of nothingness where everything came from nothing and there's a pre-existing energy. Let's not talk about that part. Oh, lightning struck primordial soup and all this nonsense. And you know, why? That's a good question. Probably because they're scared of like moral accountability, I would guess. But this is the point. This is the problem. It's portrayed as science. And we're brainwashed and indoctrinated with this idea as if it is science and it's proven and it's not questionable. And you actually go look behind the curtain, it's philosophy. And they admit it. So that's why I gave the specific quotes and it was walked past. It's the crux of the whole issue. There is a philosophy that leads to atheism and nihilism and materialism portrayed onto the world as if it is in fact scientific fact. You can't prove that the Earth is moving. If the Earth is a ball that spins, which it objectively isn't, we falsified it, everything gives us the illusion that it's stationary. This is what all of the astronomers and astrophysicists say that gave you the current model.